of flames and floods in a week of deadly disaster here in Asia, claiming the lives of more than 400 people. Heavy rain in parts of Thailand, Indonesia and Malaysia displacing tens of thousands and leaving vast tracts of land underwater. Record floods and landslides in Sri Lanka as well as a cyclone sweeps across the island nation. In Hong Kong, focus turning to relief efforts and investigation into the ignition and then rapid spread of a deadly inferno across multiple buildings in a residential complex for almost 48 hours. In Hong Kong, the death toll now standing at 128 with thousands more displaced. Rescue efforts have wrapped up, but some 200 people are still unaccounted for. Early findings show fire alarms were not functioning properly when the fire started Wednesday afternoon. And more CNA correspondent Deborah Wong joins us live from Hong Kong. Deborah, Hong Kong officials holding a briefing again earlier today. What did they say?
So they talked about how the styrofoam ignited very quickly, and, the firemen actually had to prioritize putting them out first before providing any sort of assistance. So these are the sort of challenges that they face while firefighting. And another key challenge was also that there was collapsed bamboo scaffolding all around the area. Debris was everywhere. There were broken boards as well. And so that made access to the building and eventually the units quite challenging. Now, authorities also believe that the fire first started at the lower netting of the building before spreading quite quickly, igniting the styrofoam boards, the bamboo scaffolding, as well as the rest of the wire mesh. Eventually, that fire blasted the glass of each of the units and allowed it to spread inside the units. Let's hear more from the press conference.
而家目標咧係盡快為火場係降溫。喺降溫之後咧，我哋會盡快安排屋宇署嘅同事入去檢查，確認樓宇安全之後咧，我哋就會請警方嘅同事咧係進行搜證同埋進一步嘅工作。
So as for the corruption probe, we understand that ICAC has arrested about 5 people in connection with the construction project, that eventually resulted in the fire. While details are still unclear, we understand that authorities had gone to their offices to seize some documents, and we expect more details to unfold over the week.
Deborah, of course, Hong Kong, a major destination for migrant workers, particularly foreign domestic workers, and they make up partially a proportion of that roughly 200 people who are still not accounted for.
Absolutely. So an NGO that's in charge of that, looks after migrant domestic workers affairs has been telling media that about 200 migrant domestic workers work and live in this building because they are caregivers for a fairly large proportion of elderly residents living here. Now, the Philippines consulate did come out to say that one Filipina remains missing while another is injured. And from the Indonesian side, we understand that 11 Indonesian workers are still missing while 2 are dead. So according to Labour Chief Chris Sun, they are trying to still locate about 32 helpers, and they're going all out, to try to search for them. And the question really also is about, what's going to happen to workers who have lost their important documents like their visas, their work permits, their passports in the fire. And so Chris Sun says that, a special arrangement will be made for them to ensure that they are not in violation of their visa requirements here. Now, as for on-the-ground support, there's a lot of issues related to mental health, consular assistance. We are seeing that play out here because an NGO in charge of the migrant workers they have set up a booth here at the community square, and they're working very closely with the Indonesian consulate and the Philippines consulate as well. I spoke with the Consul General of Indonesia consulate earlier. Have a listen.
The first time that what we need to do is just to make them calm, and the second thing is that we bring some assistance to them, like some food, also water, also clothing, So and we come to this place or several shelters here every day until we know everything, that we are sure that our nationals are safe.
So in the meantime, the search for the missing people continue. Police and firemen are in there right now. You would occasionally see torchlight flashing all across the building because they are in there making sure that they can search for every single body that's still remaining inside. And that whole process will take about 3 to 4 weeks. Back to you.
And thanks. That's CNA correspondent Deborah Wong reporting live to us from Hong Kong.